Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. So out of all the new things to come out of the chemical agent war bond, I found myself extremely addicted to using the P11 Stim pistol. Ever since I grinded all the metals to unlock and use it, I have not dropped it since, and never would I have thought there'd be a day where I let go of my tried and true grenade pistol, but here we are. And now let's cut to the chase. Is it good? Personally, I wouldn't say so. I'd say that at its current state, the Stim pistol has a lot to be desired. It isn't the best secondary to bring. It's a neat sidearm, don't get me wrong, but if I had to choose between calling it a must-have or a why bother, I'd say it goes maybe a little here, leaning towards the don't even bother. But here I am talking about it, so why bother? And personally for me, after playing this game for a really long time, the gameplay loop can sometimes feel a bit dull. But the Stim pistol provides me a new way of playing the game, which is being more of a support slash medic type person in my team. Using it provides an extra layer of depth to my dives and opens up a lot of interactions with my teammates, which is why I like playing Helldivers in the first place. I like cooperating with my squad and getting things done together. I do have some gripes about the Stim pistol, but on the other hand, it's been providing me with a lot of non-stop funny and memorable experience, and I wanted to share with you all what I learned about a Stim pistol and what you should be aware of should you choose to bring it with you on your dives. And let's start by addressing the elephant in the room here. You cannot stim yourself with it. And I know, 30 rounds of stims and not one of them can be used for you, as far as I know. I tried shooting in the air, tried shooting in my feet as I dove backwards, couldn't make it happen, and if someone finds out how to do so, please let me know. Some other basic things here though, your Stim pistol holds up to 6 stims at a time and it functions like the Senator revolver, meaning you can reload each stim individually. It's one-handed, and you can perform a speed reload should you start your reload with a full empty cylinder. When you fire the pistol, the stim is affected by both travel time and bullet drop, so on top of having constantly moving teammates, you're probably going to be having a lot of missed stims, and because of that, I'd say anything beyond 20 to 30 meters is the farthest you should be at least trying to stim someone with it. As for the stim itself, it functions basically the way your stim does. It doesn't give as much healing, and it also ticks at a slower rate. Purely with just a Stim pistol, you heal about a third of your teammate's health. Hitting them with the Stim also does heal them of any present injury and gives them full stamina, so the same way our Stims do to ourselves. If you were to equip the armor with a medkit armor passive, your Stim pistol shots are also affected by the additional Stim effect duration, and this only works if you're the one wearing the armor with the passive. If your team has the experimental infusion booster, your Stim pistol shots will also carry this effect over to your teammate when you shoot them with the booster. It does seem that stimming a teammate multiple times stacks the effect, so if you were to shoot a teammate with a lot of stims, they would have the stim effect last for a while, especially if you take the medkit armor. If you were to try to Stim pistol enemies, be it the bots or the bugs, your Stim pistol shots can land on them, but it will have no effect. You can lay on them with syringes, turn them to a pincushion, but it doesn't look like the Stim pistol will damage them or heal them. The Stim pistol doesn't seem to have any effect on really anything, even on stray hell bombs, Terminid eggs, or even explosive barrels. And picking up Stim boxes do not replenish your stims, so you can only look to ammo packs on the field or resupply boxes to top off your stims. Stim pistol shots do not affect civilians. Don't ask me how I figured that out. And it doesn't look like headshots on teammates amplify the healing whatsoever, and that's fine by me because you know what, it's hard to even hit a body shot on people sometimes, so if hitting headshots will make the weapon a lot more optimal and efficient, then man, the skill ceiling on this would be way too high for me. If your teammate was to bring a shield generator backpack with them, they cannot be so easily stimmed because their shield blocks the shot. But if they were to lose a shield, or if you wanted to get really up close to them, you know, violate the personal space so much so that the Stim pistol model is actually within the shield, then you can stim them that way. So that's a big info dump, I know, and what it kind of summarizes is that there's a lot to keep in mind with the Stim pistol, and hopefully some of this will change in the future where you can stim yourself, or the bullet drop and travel time doesn't exist, and then will actually travel in the near supersonic speeds that it's advertised to do. So now comes loadout and gameplay. And if you're like me, you're probably interested about the Stim pistol because you've been hoping for some utility in the game, and you're excited about the idea of fulfilling a support role in your squad, or you may have been already exposed to a similar mechanic in another game, such as Honor's Rifle from Overwatch or the Crusader's Crossbow from TF2. And unlike both those weapons, the Stim pistol only affects allies, so you can't use it to pick off stragglers, and should your primary and support weapon have no ammo and you find yourself in a pinch, you just might be in that pinch for a while. Now this doesn't mean you're useless, you just need to take a loadout that works around this and adopt a playstyle that can complement it. In short, what I'm trying to say is that with your secondary slot pretty much locked out from providing any offensive capabilities, you need to be close to your teammates. And when I say close, I don't mean they need to be in your line of sight. I just mean close, like you need to be able to see the details of their armor, not just be able to make out their silhouette. I mean, you could try to play significantly farther from them, but unless you have a protractor with you to line up every shot you're taking, you're going to be whipping stim after stim. And if I had this happen so much so that my target would take pity on me and just stand still just to make it easy for me to hit them. So what to bring, what to do, and let's start with the bug front. And personally, I feel like to really get the most out of your Stim pistol, take armored with the medkit passive. Against bugs, the playstyle tends to be very mobile, dodging chargers, avoiding being swarmed. You need to be able to keep up with your team too, so the light armor variant, the CM21 Trench Paramedic is a good pick here. I like to take either ARs, SMGs, or even a Blitzer, as it helps deal with enemies should I get swarmed. And then maybe something like a Quasar Cannon as my support weapon to deal with heavies and help assist with bug holes and structures. Stun grenades and thermite grenades are also my two top picks here since they provide a lot of utility and damage respectively. In terms of your backpack, you could steer further into the support style and take supply pack, but I've been enjoying taking the jump pack to help reach my teammates even quicker. Against Terminids, it may be harder to land your stim shots because with spore chargers, spore spewers, and the ambient fog from either the planet or nursing spewers, lack of visibility can make it hard to land your shots. What's more is that most of the times people who need stims are already being covered with bugs, and this can make it a little bit harder to land your shots on them. Against bots, I like to take the medium armor variant of the medkit passive here since the playstyle is a bit different. Most of the time, teammates will be stuck to cover, hiding behind a rock, laying down on the ground, so you won't need to be chasing them around all the time. I also like to take the Diligence Counter Sniper or a Sickle for a more mid-range playstyle. Found a lot of success taking stun grenades and an AMR as my support weapon because I can help my teammates deal with bots and still be a threat to rocket striders, factory striders, gunships, hulks, and should I be able to get the angle, I can even take out tanks and cannon turrets. I like to take either the supply pack or the shield generator from my backpack so I can just make sure I'm still up to assist my teammates or resupply them should they need it. And against both factions, I've had success bringing sentries, eagles, or orbitals, so just see what your teammates bring and try to pick stratagems for dealing with situations that they're lacking in to more round out your squad's options. As for some additional tips for bringing a stim pistol, I suggest being mindful of your teammates' health and supplies on screen. If your stim icon is flashing red, that means they only have one stim left. If it is solid red, they have 0 stim, so try to see who has what so you can better position yourself around the people who would be in need of stims. Next is going to be a lot of situations when your teammate is fighting something, say a bunch of hunters or they're running from a line of berserkers, and at that moment you need to consider what is the best way to help them. And more often than not, unless you're absolutely cracked with a stim pistol, it's actually better just to shoot the enemies first and then heal them afterwards, rather than try to heal them as they're fighting back or they're just trying to get away. And there's been a lot of times where I was just so excited to stim people that at one instance I just stood still and just kept stimming a guy or trying to stim a guy who's fighting a bunch of bugs, he was being swarmed by hunters, rather than just throwing a stun grenade and then shooting them to help him out. Now don't get me wrong though, if you have a shot at your teammate with it, take it, and honestly just try to shoot one out at the start of the fight. But if you miss, don't keep trying to make up for your losses and trying to hit them with a stim. Just switch to one of your other weapons and help out your teammate. Also, you don't always have to stim someone when they're missing health. More than just to heal someone, stims provide stamina, and if you have the infusion booster, your stim also applies that damage reduction and additional movement speed. Running across the map with your pals and they're all tuckered out, just stim them and then keep running. You're about to enter heavy nest or a mega nest or a fortress, just stim each other and then go in. And if someone's on a heavy machine gun and they're drawing a lot of aggro, even if they're full health now, just shoot the stim because they're probably going to start taking shots and the stim can help them out heal that damage. Personally, I don't feel like there's a downside to stimming a teammate, so whenever you see just someone on a terminal, forming a stationary reload, looking at their map, just go ahead and stim them. A neat tip that I have is that diving teammates make it a lot easier to land your stim. Diving is always a fixed distance. It can be longer if it's off higher ground or shorter if it's right up next to a wall, but in most cases if a teammate dives, you're going to have a good idea of where they will land. and you can use this to your advantage since your movement will be more predictable and that can make it easier for your stims to find home. And the last tip I want to share with you is to know what your teammates are bringing. If your teammates are bringing stim pistols themselves or have a lot of shield backpacks, you probably don't need to take a stim pistol yourself. I feel that only one, if not two stim pistols are enough for a squad, and if there's a lot of shield generator backpacks, it might not be the best to take a stim pistol with you. If you are hoping to take a stim pistol, make sure you bring the stim pistol, because although it will be funny, it would suck if you wanted to heal someone only to just dome them with a pistol, a lethal pistol. And aside from that, I think that's all I have for the video. The stim pistol is a very fun and niche choice for a Helldivers loadout, and despite the quirks, I love that it encourages you to interact with your squad mates. It feels very rewarding to hit them with a very crucial stim and then get that thank you voice line afterwards. The dopamine of gratitude from online strangers is unparalleled. I am hoping down the line that you can stim yourself with it, or they get rid of the travel time and bullet drop. And I do think it's also really fun to constantly switch from your stim to your primary in the middle of the fight to keep them, your teammates, at full health while still laying down fire on enemies. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about the stim pistol, as well as if you guys have any tips about loadout or playstyle, so let me know in the comments. And if you like what you heard and like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and be sure to hit the like button. Also make sure to check me out on Twitch if you want to see me play live, and be sure to join the channel's Discord to say hi. Links to both are in the description below, and I appreciate you guys for checking out the video, and have a nice day. I'm out.